Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Players YouTube channel. And I just had to make this video. I am in absolute disgust what happened last night. VAR just has to go, right? Last night, obviously, if you haven't seen it, massive game. The game of the weekend is Newcastle hosting Arsenal. Massive game. Arsenal, this sort of helps define their title race. One of the undefeated teams going into this game. They lose 1-0. And they lose 1-0 to one of the most disgusting calls, I think, in I guess, football that I've seen. Like, I've seen some rubbish calls, but this one just bamboozles me. And you know what? It probably was a build-up of all day. I've watched United play at the early kickoff. I watched Brentford and West Ham at the same time, watching Everton, Brighton. And I was seeing, VAR take its sweet-ass time and seeing some poor decisions early in the morning. And then we go to this game here, and the ball's missed by Jacob Murphy past the post and sort of spins towards the corner flag. And I'm thinking, oh, that looks out, doesn't it? Referee waves play on, that's fine by me. Ball gets crossed in. Gabriel gets pushed in the back, nodded down, and then Gordon sort of scrambles the ball in. You look back, VAR check. Firstly, the ball's out of bounds. Secondly, it's a foul on Gabriel being pushed in the back. And to top that off, when the header goes across the goal, Gordon's almost on the offside as well. So you've got three decisions there, which VAR just decides to not pick up at all. And it cost Arsenal a goal. It cost Arsenal, technically 3 points. And it's now kept them, 2 points below City, well and truly away from the likes of Tottenham as well. But I'm absolutely sick. It makes me sick to my stomach the way that VAR just has ruined the Premier League. The Premier League, the top league in the world, with the best players, the best managers, arguably the best fans in the world. And what do we have for referees? Absolute rubbish. Like the bottom of the barrel referees who have no idea. They're prats. They have no idea how to use VAR, because VAR in itself makes sense. It's a technology that helps you make the right decisions. But when you got knobs that sit behind a computer and just cannot compute what a rule are, how to apply the rules, how to use VAR, it makes it just null and void. And it's not the first time something like this happened as well. And because it's the biggest game of the weekend, all the eyes are on the game. When you make a decision like that, where the ball, from my eyes, is clearly out, it's clearly a foul on Gabriel and 50-50 on the offside as well. But you let that decide a game. Mikel Arteta comes out and just says he's in disgust, and I'm totally backing on this. Like, I'm a Manchester United fan. I feel awful for Arsenal fans. They have been robbed by this game, robbed by the Referees Association, VAR, the lot. It is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And it's gotten to a point now where it just ruins games of football, because I think it was midweek where Gary Neal said it as well. He doesn't want an apology, from the Referees Association, because it doesn't do anything. Dropping referees to the championship doesn't do anything. You're losing Premier League points that give you high, status in the Premier League table and gives your club money. And for Arsenal, it gives your club a chance to win a title, and it's taken it away because of this rubbish referee decision. And again, it's not the first time. Wrong lines drawn for Arsenal, Bournemouth last season. Arguably could cost them the title race there. Wrong lines drawn this year, Liverpool, Spurs. An absolutely rubbish penalty given for Luton, Wolves, where the ball comes off the Wolves player's foot, hits his hand, and given a penalty. Yesterday, Lewis Dunk's deemed offside by millimetres. It's an absolutely millimetres in a game against Everton. An absolute worldie goal taken away because of VAR and intervening into the game. Manchester United yesterday versus Fulham. I think it was robbed. Harry Maguire deemed offside, even though the defender who was behind him was going nowhere near the ball. Maguire was playing the ball, didn't touch the ball. They had no impact on the game, deemed offside. Manchester United versus Tottenham early in the season. Romero hand ball from a Garnacho shot, not given. Onana clutches the Wolves player early in the season, not given a penalty. Like, I could go on and on and on. It is just the Kovacic versus Arsenal. Should have been sent off. Disgusting challenge. Nothing's done about it. Like, they got to get rid of VAR. It is beyond a joke now. It is ruining the football. I love football. I love watching it. I watch basically 6 or 7 out of the Premier League 10 games in a weekend just because I love it. I'm a Manchester United fan. I love the club. But I'll watch Premier League football because I just love the high-quality standard of football. We have some of the best players in the world. It is the best league in the world in my eyes. But it's been brought to crap by these stupid referees and by the incompetence of them being able to use VAR. Because again, I want VAR gone, but if you have someone competent behind using it, I'm fine with VAR staying, because there's a computerized system that will get things wrong and right. It will pick it out, black and white. But if you've got knobs behind this computerized system or this mechanics, changing their mind, making decisions on things, how they go. And even the time yesterday, Manchester United game, that overturned goal took 2 to 3 minutes. The Bowen goal against Brentford took about 3 minutes. Lewis Dunk's offside took about 4 minutes. It takes what, and then the game last night, Arsenal-Newcastle, that decision took 3 or so minutes as well. It slows the game down. It takes the football out of the football and just ruins it for me. And we've had now 2 or 3 referees being relegated down to the Championship for poor decisions. But yet we still have incompetent referees. Incompetence. And the VAR is an absolute joke. And I can't wait till our podcast on Monday where Flynn comes on. He's an Arsenal fan. He would be livid. And look at me, I'm livid and I'm a Manchester United fan. People should be thinking, you should be laughing at Arsenal for losing. No, I'm absolutely sick to death of awful refereeing in the Premier League. Awful use of the VAR. And I think now I'm just done. It has to go. After this weekend, it just has to go. We've seen too many mistakes. We've seen continuous errors. And in the biggest games of the weekend, you think Sky Sports coverage, everyone's watching it around the world. There's millions of eyes in these games. You think as the referees, you want to get the game right. You want to not intervene and make the game, null and void. Because to win a game like that, I don't know, maybe I'm putting words into Newcastle fans' mouth, but I would not want to win a game basically being cheating. Because they have got the ball's rolled out of bounds, they've got the ball into the box, they've fouled the centre-back in Gabriel and scored somehow through that. If I'm a Newcastle fan, at the time, obviously, you're ecstatic it's a goal. But coming back on the night time or the next day, you're thinking, yeah, we really did get away with one there. And I hope that's what Eddie Howe said in his press conferences, because they basically cheated their way to 3 points in that game. And I know people say, well, it evens itself out as the season goes on. But who cares? It shouldn't even itself out. We should be getting the decision right at the first point in time. And that's what I'm sick with. If you're going to play this, it'll even itself out, it'll be fine. Wolves been robbed already 3 times this season. In my eyes, Manchester United have been robbed 2 or 3 times this season. The penalty last week against Manchester City, weak, rubbish penalty. The offside against Garnacho, it was millimetres. It could be a poor angle, poor. Last night, absolutely disgusting call, I think, to call Maguire offside intervening where him and the defender were nowhere near the ball. And then we get away with one with Onana absolutely cluttering a bloke first week versus Wolves. The Garnacho shot the handball to Romero, wasn't given as well. I could go on, and every team has their stories. And that's the point. The fact that every single team can point to 2 or 3 occasions where VAR's absolutely, robbed them, mugged them of the game is just a disgrace. It is the beautiful game for a reason, because when it's played, it is awesome. But the fact that technology and these awful referees intervening and making the game worse is ruining it for me. Because before VAR came in, the referees weren't this bad. And I think because the technology's there, it's making them worse. They're relying on the technology to take the blame, or relying too much on the technology to make decisions. Use your common sense. Let the game be played, because when it was no VAR, 7, 8 out of 10 times, the referees getting decisions right. And now all of a sudden VAR comes in and things get overcomplicated and mistakes are being made. And to be honest, I don't know if this makes any sense, this video, or if I'm making any sense at all, but I'm just sick to death of it. And I'm just ranting, but I feel like it just has to be said, because we've got the best league in the world, the best players in the world, the best game in the world. Football is the best game in the world. And it's just being ruined by VAR. And I bet across all the leagues, people will be saying the same thing. But it's because it's the Premier League, and because there's so many eyes on it, and some of the biggest clubs and biggest games in the world are being ruined by referee incompetence, by VAR incompetence. It's just time we axe it. I think if we axe it, things would go back to the way it was, where things were done easier, where it was more efficient. And you just say it's a referee decision, the referee decision is final. And most of the time, that final decision was made in the right way. But right now, I think the referees are digging themselves a bigger hole. And whoever was behind VAR last night has to go. That is absolutely disgusting. Arsenal fans must be having PTSD after last year, the wrong lines against Bournemouth. This absolute stinker, last night. For God's sake, the ball was out and he was fouled. There was 2 different occasions. How out of one of those 2 can you not call the ball back is just, it's just beyond me. And I stand Mikel Arteta, and if he gets fined for what he was said, it's an absolute disgrace, because he was speaking absolute facts. He was speaking what every football fan was thinking. Because I don't know. It's, for me right now, it's beyond a joke. It is a disgrace, and it is ruining the game that we love so much. And I watch 7, 6 games a weekend, and each weekend I feel like I come Monday morning and I come to our podcast here on a Tuesday or a Monday and say, God, the referees are awful. And that's been now for 11 weeks straight. I think every weekend I can pick 2 or 3 occasions where the referees have totally screwed the game up and ruined the game. And I think it's about time they get held accountable. It's a time the VAR, I guess, gets axed, and a time that we move forward as a Premier League, because we can no longer stand for this. It is an absolute disgrace and a joke. And I've seen a few people on social media raise these points, but I feel like I just have to say it as well, because as a football fan, and as this channel here, I want to talk facts. I want to talk what's going on in the world of football, and I think this is the most pressing issue right now in the Premier League. It's bringing the league down a step. One of the most magical games, one of the most magical leagues, are being ruled by VAR. So that's my standpoint. I'm sorry for yelling and ranting for 10 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video as well with others you think need to see this and they're seeing me go off my head for a little bit. Try to keep myself as sensible as possible for the last 11 minutes I've been talking. But yeah, guys, absolutely fed up. And hopefully tonight, 2 games tonight, and obviously 1 game tomorrow with the Spurs-Chelsea game on Monday night. Hopefully the referees can fix up, and hopefully VAR can cover its tracks. So, boy, it's been a really, really bad weekend for VAR, and I think the time of VAR is coming to a close. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the football for the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys for another video very, very soon. See you later.